All right. Welcome back, everybody. My name is DJ. I'm the host of the Boss Talk and Beyond podcast. And today we have.
Esther, owner and founder of Julian Property Solutions and licensed DMV realtor.
Okay, welcome. Today we're gonna just have a normal conversation. Kind of get into where you started and who you are today, with your businesses that you have, and yeah, let's jump into it. So, Esther, so where are you from? Let's start there. Where are you from originally? How'd you grow up? What's your story?
So I'm from the DMV,
Okay.
PG County, Pretty Girl County,
Okay.
obviously. I grew up between here and like the Virginia Beach area,
Okay.
but my family's actually Caribbean.
Okay.
Yeah, West Indian.
Okay. And I know we've talked before, but I believe you said that both of your parents are also business owners as well, right?
Yes.
Okay, talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so my mother, she has been like it's been a dream of hers to be an entrepreneur her whole life since she was a little girl.
Right.
So she actually was in real estate.
Okay.
When I was a bit younger, she came out when we hit the 2008 housing bubble, and then she is an entrepreneur now. She's a part-time entrepreneur, and she's also in the health field.
Okay.
And then my father, he works in the trades as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And all my grandmother and my aunts, they're all business
Everybody is
owners.
business owner. So I really want to dive deep into that. So like growing up as a child, seeing that your whole basically the people that are around you are all business owners. Like how did that inspire you into I guess how is that growing up? One, let me start there. How is that growing up? You've seen all these people doing business things. Like, did you start I guess in like elementary school selling chips or candy around? Like, how did that inspire you?
So my mother, she's been a business owner for maybe about 17 years now. And she always had a job. She always had her thing on the side. And always seeing her working her 12-hour shifts, because she's the kind of healthcare worker where she works 12 hours.
Right.
She would get off, do her business, hustle, seeing my father hustle, my grandmother hustle, my great-grandmother hustle,
Right.
like on both sides, my mother and my father's side, generations in, just a family, generations of hustlers. So that definitely influenced me a lot. It impacted me a lot, seeing that they are willing to use the value that they have to create income for themselves or supplement income for themselves.
Right. Okay. Did you grow up, like I said, did you grow up getting into business early, like early on? And if so, what did you do?
Yeah, so my mother actually started a business for me
Okay.
when I was, I believe, a freshman in high school.
Okay.
She opened up a jewelry business for me, right?
that's lit,
So she
that's
bought
lit.
a bunch of accessories. She was like, "You're gonna have a business." She was like, "Listen, the kind of life that you dream of and you want to live and you want to have to have control over your own future,
Right.
of your time, of your money, of your resources, of how much you want to give. You have to be in control of that, and the only way you can really do that is having your own business." So
Right,
she opened
right.
up that business for
That's
me.
amazing.
I sold jewelry. Even before then, I actually did makeup. I forgot about that. I
Okay.
did makeup for people, for teachers in middle school and high school. And yeah, that was it. Just jewelry and makeup.
When did you start the makeup? Did you start the makeup like what grade? And you said you was doing it for teachers, so like they was allowing you talk to me about that process. Like you would just go up to them like, "Hey, let me do your makeup," or like what did you do to get your clients back in that time?
So my first few clients were from church.
Okay.
Right. So whenever they had events, baby showers, anything like that,
Right.
I would say back then it wasn't really a big thing to be a makeup artist entrepreneur, especially where I was in like the 757 area. I didn't see a lot of those, and so people were willing to support me. I was young business owner, and
Right.
they were willing to support me. And then there's this one teacher. She was actually my entrepreneurship teacher. I
Right.
took an entrepreneurship class,
Okay.
and she was in the business world in the 757, which I wasn't aware of. It kind of seemed underground to me, being from the DMV where everybody is a business owner, and every other person you come across owns a business or has a side hustle of some sort.
Right.
I felt like at the time the 757, it was a bit more underground, and so once she exposed me to all of the business owners, the women business owners back then, I started gaining more support there.
Okay. No, that's amazing. That's amazing. No, I'm kind of like the same way. Like growing up, I kind of hated asking my parents for money. especially like when before going on like trips and stuff like that. Plus, I lived in a fairly nice neighborhood growing up at the same time. So what I did is North Carolina doesn't snow much, but when it does snow, a lot of people don't know what to do with the snow. So like I would go outside, shovel the snow, ask them for money, boom, and that's now cash in my pockets, whether I'm going to a hockey game or whatnot. I also during the summer, I already know that people are lazy, so I would go and wash people's cars as well. I started off with having a friend in the neighborhood and telling them, hey, come on, come with me. But I started to see that they wasn't really into it as much as I was, so I was like, shoot, I'm gonna do this and keep all the money myself. Then, so that's amazing. Your mom had you starting early with the entrepreneurship, starting your business early. No, that's definitely dope. Okay, so seeing that your family has the entrepreneurship around you and everything, how does that, I guess, inspire you into who you are today?
Caribbeans, I would say are probably some of the hardest workers I have ever met. Like even my mother has probably never had less than 2 jobs at any given time. I think the most she's ever had at one time was 3.
3.
Okay. 3 in 2 different states.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh man.
Yeah, my mother, she worked.
Getting to it.
She worked very hard. Just seeing that throughout my whole family, it made me a hard worker.
Right.
It made me a hard worker, somebody who was always willing to do whatever it took to get the results that I was looking for, because they were relentless. Even before I was old enough to know what business was or own a business, my parents always taught me to advocate for myself, never take no for an answer,
right.
Do your research, be thorough. So I think those are the traits that have supported me through my journey.
Okay. No, that's amazing. That's amazing to definitely have that backbone. I know also, just my mom also just started a travel agency, but also I guess I get some of my entrepreneurship as well from my mom as well. Grew up with my mom, and she's a global human resource person with HR or whatever. But then she also was doing her doctorates at the same time, but then at the same time she started teaching at a university. Then at the same time now she's doing travel agency. So she's getting into different hands. Seeing her do it all while taking care of my sister and I, kind of I guess wouldn't say inspired me to go out there after it, just like you, just go after it, get it, be a hard worker. Figure out, but also at the same time, I knew I didn't want to work for somebody, at least not for the rest of my life.
We're in the same boat. I think the 1 or 2 jobs I had, I was like, yeah, this is not gonna last.
Yeah, I'm like, it's like working for somebody is cool, I guess, for a short period of time, but like, I honestly, appreciate those before me on how hard they was really working for the man or whatever, how hard they was really sticking and being loyal to their jobs. But I started working, I'm like, I can't do this for the rest of my life. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's cool. Like, I understand, like, you need money in order to sometimes facilitate, your ventures and stuff like that. And I understand that. So that's why I'm here now. But I hope they don't expect me to. I plan on retiring at least by 30, if I can, if anything, 35. Like.
Yeah, I would say working my job made me very grateful and thankful to my parents who worked so hard for other people, because they would not have been able to support me in the capacity that they did.
Right.
If they hadn't. Because it's one thing to be like, I love you, I support you, I can repost for you, I can send a message for you, I can share it with my friends, but it's another thing for them to have a financial stake in your success and a financial stake in your business.
Right.
And to see my mom work so hard to be able to buy a couple $100s worth of jewelry for me to sell off in high school, that makes me very grateful for how hard she worked for somebody else. And I would say that even pushed me a little bit harder, because one of my first goals when it comes to the success of my business is to be able to retire my mother so that she can do what she really dreams of, and she doesn't have to rely on anybody else to manage her time or her future for her.
Right. No, love that. Let's go back to when you had that jewelry business. how did you find how much to sell the jewelry? Yeah, walk me through that time of like you finding, you having the jewelry, the jewelry business, you finding how much to sell the jewelry, you learning about suppliers and where to get different things. Walk me through that if you don't mind. Yeah.
Sure. So my mother actually, she bought my first stock for
Okay.
me to sell. So I think she knew more about it than I did because she was also in the retail business as well. She sold kids accessories, so like babies,
Okay.
headbands, and things like that. So she knew where to source the materials, and then she bought for me. And honestly, although my mom had always dreamed of being an entrepreneur, she was the first to do it in a space where it was like a product based business, which is a completely different experience when it comes to business ownership versus a service-based business, because everybody else, my grandmother and great grandmother, they cooked for people. My great grandmother used to clean houses for people. So when you have a product-based business, it's different because you're worrying about cost margins and
Yes.
shipping and how
Exactly.
much goes into packaging
Yep.
and marketing and branding and all these things.
Yep.
So really, I would say my mom was in the learning phases of not just selling product, but owning a business, because those are completely different experiences versus I'm making something real quick, I'll sell it to you for a few dollars,
Right.
versus considering all of the things that go into having a successful business. So I would say that honestly, my mom was learning around the same time I was
Right.
learning.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's
So
great.
it was a really a process of learning over time, and I would say too, social media was a big part for me,
Okay.
learning how to run a business and all the things that go into the numbers, profit, deductions, taxes, all those things. So I would say I was learning as I was going,
Right.
along with my mother, who was also learning as she was going on how to build a profitable business.
Right. Do you still have that business today, or?
I still have some inventory, actually. I
Okay.
still have some inventory, and I have thought about getting back to that business. Like right now, I'm not really in the beauty space
I understand.
as much as I used
I
to be.
understand. I
I'm in a
understand.
completely different industry
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
But that's still a part of me. So one day when
Okay.
I'm able to invest into it, like I really want to, I probably will go back to it.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. It's nothing wrong with like stopping something for a short amount of time, a long amount of time, and then then getting back into it later on. I know I've done that for photography. I've done that with candles, short times. Just like sometimes I get burnt out. It's just like, all right, let me focus on myself. Let me take care of myself, and then I'll get back into it. So no, I definitely understand that. So let's I guess move into how has all that fostered into the businesses that you have right now. So yeah, let's get into like I guess you starting the real estate and then growing from there.
So I graduated from high school, and my mom, I didn't feel the pull to college like I felt like I saw in my peers. I was like, oh, we can't wait to tour this school and go here. And my mother went here, and my uncles went there, and they pledged here.
Right.
And I hadn't had that experience because I am second generation American, right? And before me, it was my mother. She didn't have time or just the ability to go to college and have that experience like my peers' parents did to be able to pass down that desire. So when I graduated college, I was like, when I graduated high school, college did not feel as exciting to me. I'm like, it's a next step, but I don't feel as excited as I'm seeing everybody else is.
Right.
And so I talked to my mother about it, and I was nervous because we came here for the ability for you to go to college. And so I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I know that I want to make money.
Right.
I even remember telling myself, I know I don't want to be a broke college student eating noodles. Like, that's all I knew really about being a college student.
Right.
From like TV and stuff like that. So I was like, I don't want to be a broke college student. I got to figure something else out. And thankfully, my mother, my father, my aunts, my grandmother, they were all very supportive of me. They never made me feel guilt or pressure. And so when I graduated high school, I was in community college, and I was like, this is cool. I've always loved learning. I enjoyed it as far as the learning portion of it, but it still didn't feel it didn't feel fulfilling to me at all. So my mom was like, well, why don't you go into real estate? My mom was a realtor. So she was like, go into real estate. You have the skill, you have all the abilities, you have like the natural characteristics that make a good agent. You've always been learning about real estate. You've been self-educating about real estate
Right.
since high school. So get into real estate. I already have some, connects from when I was in real estate. And then like family friends of ours were in real estate too. So I think the door was about halfway open for me when I decided to go into real estate, and that was about 5 years ago.
Okay.
I've been licensed. I've been licensed for 5 years.
Okay. Hey everyone. My name is DJ and I am the host of the Boss Talk and Beyond podcast. This podcast is for entrepreneurs. It gives them a platform for them to share their services or products. It also gives them a platform for them to tell their story. This podcast is also for you as a viewer. Feel free to be inspired as you listen and gain any knowledge that any of these hosts or guests are able to, give to you. We hope you like and subscribe and follow us and enjoy the rest of the show. And what's your business name? The real estate business name?
I don't have a business name. I'm just an independent agent. There are some agents who will like join a group, and they'll create a group name, or they'll create a name for their business. But it's just me, Esther Julian.
Got you. And so, okay. So, going into real estate, I know I was actually trying to learn to be a realtor as well, going through the self-learning process. Mm-hmm. But when I was doing it, I saw that it didn't really teach you how to sell. All it did was just give you, this is the knowledge about real estate, and these are the definitions you need to know. So where did you, garner the passion of learning how to sell or acquire houses and businesses from different people?
So when I got into real estate, by default, you're a residential agent, right? And when you go to real estate school, all they really teach you is the law, real estate law. Right. The things that you can and cannot do, what's illegal, what are your fiduciary responsibilities. But when it comes to getting in the business, they do not teach you how to sell, which that's really what it is, because real estate has different branches, right? So I'm in sales. Right. Sales itself is a skill, and then you're just adding the specialty, which is real estate. Right. And I would say it was not easy. I was expecting I could just come in with my character and be like, here's a house, do you want it? No. But when I really saw all of the systems that go into lead generation, marketing, branding yourself, how are you going to differentiate yourself? You really don't learn that until you're in it. Until you get there, yeah. I always tell people, because people, when I say that I'm a realtor, they say, oh, I've been thinking about getting into real estate. I'm like... Let me tell you here, man, it's not easy. It's easy to get into because all you gotta do is really take the test and pass your test and maybe do some coaching. It's easy to get in. It's not easy to stay in. It's not easy to stay in. It could be an expensive hobby if you're not. That's what they call it. So they say it's an expensive hobby if you're not selling houses or you're not doing something in real estate to make money. It's an expensive hobby between your monthly, quarterly, yearly fees. Yeah. Okay. So you definitely have to have a passion for anything that you step foot in or anything that you start. If you don't have that passion, it will fade. That urge will fade. The burnout will come quicker. It's you gotta know that you really want to do this. You gotta be able to do the research. I'm sure you spent long hours of just doing research, how to sell, how to market, how to watching YouTube videos and stuff like that. Same here with photography, like in candle making. I had to really learn all of these things as well in order to really get into it. I would say for real estate specifically, a lot of people have had to learn that over the last few years because the way the market was in 2019 and 2020, it was very good for agents. Right? It was good for agents. Rates were lower. People were ready to buy. People were ready to sell. But it takes a lot of fortitude to make it through the ups and downs of the housing market as it changes, as the economy changes, as the government makes changes that impact real estate. It's a different game, right? Every turn and change in the economy changes your real estate business. So I would say fortitude is something that you really have to learn.
Right.
If you choose to stay in real estate through all the ups and downs, like for example, real estate agents that made it through the 2008 crash, a lot of people left
The
real estate at that time.
yeah.
A lot of people left real estate in the last 2 to 3 years
Yeah,
because
it's tough.
it's tough.
It's tough.
People really haven't had the money to buy and things like that. So, yeah.
And then also with real estate, they're also ever changing, like just the rules and regulations on buying. Like I know there was like I don't know if that covered everybody, but the new mansion tax that might have been just in California. I don't know. I be watching these Netflix shows and they be talking about it, but yeah, I just know that there's always these rules and regulations and different things, restrictions, different things, taxes, different things happening, and knowing how to use your taxes and all that. So.
And then don't talk about when you start to move from residential to commercial, or when you're purchasing residential as a business entity. Like it's a whole different ball game. We're talking about 1031 exchanges. We're talking a whole different ball game.
Even to buy a house with your LLC, you need to be in business and show income with your LLC for at least 2 years or something like that, right?
There's so many. It depends.
Or did it change?
I would say
some loopholes in there.
There are loopholes. There are always loopholes with
Right,
any
right.
law, with any. There are always loopholes, especially if you have a good lender.
Right.
Which I do. I have great lenders.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you. Okay, so let's move into Julian Property Solutions. Where did the name come from? Let's start there. Where did that name come from?
So my last name is Julian.
Okay.
I'm Esther Julian.
Okay.
And then when I moved, I was running a plumbing company before, and when I left the plumbing company
Before real estate?
before Julian Property Solutions.
Okay.
I was running a plumbing company, and I actually helped scale that plumbing company. And when I left, I realized that when we were servicing clients, they were often in need of more than just one service, right? And I just saw so many gaps in the market. So when I opened Julian Property Solutions, I wanted to be a comprehensive experience for clients, not
Right.
just one company doing this, one company doing that. So I wanted to have a name that fit everything. Julian Property, not just residential, not just homes, like commercial and residential, office buildings, warehouses, homes, brick and mortar businesses. So there's
Right.
property and then solutions, because we don't want to just be like a service.
Right.
We want to be the solution to whatever problem it is that you're having with your property. So I think Julian Property Solutions adequately covers everything that we offer and the experience that you'll have with us. If you own property, manage property, or invest here in the DMV, you already know one small issue can disrupt your entire day. I started Julian Property Solutions because while running a 6-figure plumbing company and working as a licensed realtor here in the DMV, I saw firsthand just how much stress was caused by unclear pricing, poor professionalism, and unreliable contractors. JPS was built to fix all of that. We offer plumbing, electrical, HVAC, and renovations, but what we really deliver is peace of mind, clear communication, seamless service, and work done right the first time. If you're looking for not just another contractor, but a partner you can trust, give us a call at 240-630-0570 or visit us at julianpropertysolutions.com. Julian Property Solutions, expert solutions for the spaces that matter most.
Okay, let's rewind back to the plumbing company that you say you was managing. Talk to me a little bit about that and the background behind that.
So I ran this plumbing company because, like most of the property service trades, plumbing, electrical, HVAC, there's no business behind it, right? There's a guy who has a truck or a van and they get service through word of mouth, but they don't tend to have the business aspect of it actually fueling their business. Because this business specifically, they had a lot of slow winters, which is ultimately why I was brought in, because they were not having consistent business. They wanted to ramp it up. They wanted consistency, predictability. They wanted the business. They didn't want to just run their wheels anymore and having to break their back and not know where their next client's coming from. So I came in and helped build systems, marketing, branding, all of that.
Right.
From the bottom to the top, so that they could have a more consistent, reliable, and predictable business.
Okay.
So that was the plumbing company that I worked at before, but after working there for some time, I realized this is not mine. This doesn't belong to me. And I'm fulfilling somebody else's vision for what it is that they want. And I know for me, I have such big goals, dreams for myself that what I was doing there, it wasn't going to be enough to get me where it is that I wanted to go. And the only way that I could really do that was to leave that business
Right.
and start my own.
Right. That's amazing. What was I gonna ask? Always have a good. No, this is amazing though. So with the plumbing company, so were you going also? No, I can't talk. I don't know. I can't
Okay.
tell right now. Were you also going to their places as they were doing business and kind of seeing the process? So that's how you was able to, add that into your business. And then talk to me about, like, I guess what clients were also saying to you as well as you were seeing that too.
So when I was going on, 'cause sometimes I would go on service
Okay.
calls. We would do service calls. So if something broke or somebody needed something installed, we would do that. But we also would subcontract for construction companies who might have been doing like a whole kitchen renovation, or they were restructuring their entire upstairs or bathroom or whatever. And I would see how all the services play into each other, right? So we
Right.
would go and do the plumbing, but I also would see contractors doing the tiling, and I would see some people, stringing lights and setting up the wiring. So that was how I got kind of more hands-on experience. Also, when I got into residential real estate, I was what was I doing? I would see the renovations being done, because some people will take residential properties and use it for investment. So they'll buy, flip, sell, or buy, rent out. And I would often see the renovations that were being done there. So that's how I got the more hands-on experience to be able to, I won't say that I can turn a screw like the best of them, but I can get a pretty good idea of what it is that I'm looking at. And then what was your second question? The second part of your question?
What was it? Oh, so what did you hear clients or people, just regular people, saying that they, I guess, need from them? Like, how did you garner the, I guess, the aspect of Julian Property Solutions from what you heard from people needing? I don't
So,
know if that makes sense. But
yes,
yeah.
no, that makes
Okay.
sense. What I saw often with trades, especially when there weren't systems attached to it, was the customer service and the service experience that people were getting. Everybody would not say it outright, but I could sense as though, and this is something that I saw was a common thread across all the clients that we had.
Right.
They kind of just took what they could get. Because if my thing is broken, I just need somebody to come and fix it. Right? Or if I need this installed, I don't have hot water, I just need someone to come and fix it.
Right.
But I could tell that the expectation for good customer service wasn't there. And if you think about it too, the people who are in these hard industrial trades, they're not taught customer service. They're not taught customer experience.
Right.
And when you are having maybe some of the worst experiences, like the hardest experience you could have, whether you're a homeowner, a business owner, investor, whatever you are, when your water's not running, or a tenant says that the water coming through the ceiling, or our lights are out, you're probably spending hundreds to thousands of dollars to get something like that you would have never expected to pay. Like that's hard. If you're going to be spending your money like that, you really should have a high quality experience.
Exactly.
And that's why I started. That's one of the core pillars of Julian Property Solutions, is that we want you to have a seamless experience. You don't have to worry about are they going to take care of my home? Are they going to destroy my property? Are they going to leave it? How are they going to leave it? You should be able to get what you need fixed, repaired, installed, or whatever, and also feel good about the experience you had, not just like, oh, I'm just grateful that they did the bare minimum.
Right. Let me ask, like, how did you form the team that you have within Julian, Property Solutions?
So my first my first couple technicians actually were through word of mouth, people that I knew personally.
Okay.
Through working in real estate, and then people that I just knew in my life who were already in the trades. Because remember, I came from a plumbing company, so I saw people come and go. I met
That's
people
true.
on work sites.
Right.
So that's really where I met them, and I made sure they were all licensed, bonded, insured, were quality, not even just quality workers, because anybody can turn a screw, but they were actually good people. Like, these are people that I've had relationships with for years, so I know the kind of person that I'm
You're
bring it into
doing
my
it.
business, because I can't always be on the service calls. I can't always be in the homes, but I trust you to give people the experience, not because I want you to, but because that's the standard you set for yourself.
Is there? Do you have a conversation with these the contractors that you have? Do you have conversations with them and be like, "Hey, when you go to this place, this is how you need to, you act," or do you just trust that they're just gonna provide that service?
Oh,
Like,
we
what
definitely
do you?
have standards. We have SOPs for sure.
Okay.
Certain things that differentiate us when the technician goes into the home or business or whatever service location they're going into. Yeah, we have. I
Okay.
mean, all of them, to their core, they're good people. They're good workers. They give
For sure.
good experience. But there are certain things that we do to differentiate the experience you get with us.
No, that's amazing. Now, I know you kind of touched on this a little bit, but building this team, I know people looking in, it can be kind of hard, right? It can, like trusting somebody. And now I know you've gone probably off of word of mouth on some, but like how do you pick? If you don't mind going through that process of actually picking somebody, like, do you go and see like what they did, or do you add, I know you probably had, I don't know if you had some, come in and do something for you, but like, how do you pick someone? Like, of course you maybe probably meet them. Like, what does that process look like of actually like picking somebody?
So they're either word of mouth through people who I know, I trust. I've
Sure.
seen you do work. You probably done work on my home, or you've done work. I think I touched the
No,
mic.
you're fine. You're fine.
You've done work on my home or family friend's home, and they've reported back to me even before I started Julian Property Solutions. So these people were kind of vetted for, and then oftentimes they'll have people that will have worked with them before, and they can
Right.
vet for them, and then I'll vet for them. We'll have conversations. I need
Right.
to see your portfolio. I need to know what your experience has been. Like I said, are you licensed? Are you insured? How long have you been doing this? Yeah.
Okay. If you don't mind us, I know it depends on what is being done, but if you don't mind of us going into kind of pricing a little bit, how do you set, I guess, your pricing on top of whatever fees are coming in?
So with pricing, it depends on what it is, right?
Right,
Because we
right.
have service calls, right? So if you were to call a plumber right now and you said, "Hey, my toilet's broken," they're going to charge you a set fee
Right.
for coming out, and then whatever repair is going to be on top of that. And then installations, everything is going to be, of course, market. It's going to be based off of what the market is calling for. And then because we're a business who prides ourselves on quality, there are certain things that we add to the service that
Right.
we're going to have to include
That's
that in
amazing,
our
man.
pricing as well.
I
But
got you.
cost versus value, two different things. And
Right.
so what you're gaining in value, it's priceless.
Man, a lot of people may miss that on here that's watching, man. It's all about the quality, man. It's not about the quantity, it's about the quality. If you have good quality service, man, people will love you. People will talk about you in spaces where you're not even in there. People will share your business. People will do anything because they love the quality of service that you gave them. Like you kind of was touching on at the beginning. People just sometimes just want people just to come in and fix something. Yeah, you can have somebody come in and fix something, but how are they treating you? Are they talking to you and educating you on,
Yes.
as they're doing it? Are they coming in, shaking your hand, giving you that eye contact, making you feel like family? Or are they just come in, whatever, just do whatever, and then you hope and pray that they doing what they say they're doing. So
And the thing is, what I've seen in this industry is that when you choose a contractor who maybe you get a couple bids, right? You get
Right.
a couple quotes. You go with the cheapest contractor, but often, what if they pay it twice or something, like get it nice or pay twice, something like that, right? Basically, if you try to sacrifice on quality in the beginning for price, you're going to end up paying twice. Because, and I've seen that quite often, like somebody will say, I had a contractor come in like 2 months ago to fix the same issue, and it's been 2 months now, so they won't rectify it for free, or they won't
Right.
rectify the issue, and now I have to pay for it again. That's ridiculous. You've had to pay, and God forbid it's a job that's $1,600.
Right.
You're $3,200 out of pocket in 2 months for
Right.
the same issue. So
right.
Quality matters.
Quality, customer service, man, the way you treat people, all of that matters, especially in the business that you're in. So for sure, for sure. So I guess looking back into your life now, what are some things that you would, I guess you would kind of, tell yourself, your younger self? Yeah.
You can do it. And I feel like that's so generic, right? You can do it. But when you are when you're doing something new, because although I have been around business owners,
Right.
this is a completely different
Avenue.
this is a
Yeah.
whole different avenue, right? Even running a plumbing company,
Right.
a plumbing company is different than what I'm doing now. That you can do hard things,
Right.
and that you should actually run towards the hard things because it makes everything else that comes after that much easier. What else would I tell myself? Know that whatever is in your heart and your mind, whatever it is that you desire, it's because you're capable of achieving it. And don't ever doubt that you have the skills. Not even that you have the skills, but you will go through the things that garner the skills
Right.
to get you what you want. Because even though you feel like right now you can't do it, I've never done this before, as long as you put one foot in front of the other and you do not run away from challenges, it will build you into the person that you need to be able to do it. Because it's not just about running the business, it's about being the person who can be successful and run the business.
Right. Right. Being the person who can be successful in running a business.
Yeah.
No, that's a bar. That's a bar. I kind of piggyback off what you're saying. Like I've had to learn like how to be be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Man, like I think that's something I would tell
Living
myself.
in the gray areas.
Yes, yes. Like I'm starting this podcast doing that. You know, like I feel like I do that more often now than I did that I even thought of in the my earlier years. Because I don't know, I always put myself in certain situations and I may be uncomfortable, but in the long run, it helps me grow. And I don't know what that growth looks like until I do it.
Yeah.
Right. So like I said, that's one of the reasons, another reason why I'm starting a podcast, because, I can talk to people. I feel like I have good conversations with people, but sometimes I can be a little, I guess I can have that nervousness in there, or stumble across some words, or just think that the conversation or the things that I'm saying is not really I guess coming off the way I wanted to. So I was like, let me start my own platform and let me get on use that uncomfortability and see if I can better myself in doing it. So
I would
so
say
yeah.
it's definitely a skill too, because I've been
Yeah.
public speaking probably since I was like 4 years old. Right, my mom, she forced me to do it. I would say the first public speaking experience I ever had was in church. And
Same here.
that's where it starts.
Same here.
She put me up. I think I had to recite a poem that my aunt drilled into my head. Like I think she had me go over that poem before school, after school, before bed, every single day until like the day that I had to recite it. And public speaking is one of those things that it takes not necessarily time, but repetition. So like the more you do this, the better. And like you said, you already are a great conversationalist, but the more you do it,
yeah.
the easier it will get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it becomes less scary too. It will always be a bit of nervousness, but in my experience, once you start to become comfortable with the skill, because it's a skill, right? Everybody, you see people that are great speakers, eloquent, they can speak on the spot, or they can give a speech, or whatever the case is.
Yep.
And it comes from years of doing it, not just like doing it a little bit over time, but like they're constantly honing that skill.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I think for me, public speaking in the church, I had on Children's Day in the church, I had to read the program off in front of the congregation, man.
Yeah. Yep.
That was definitely a nerve-wracking time, but back then I didn't understand why my mom was having me do it, but now I see I guess I'm doing it now, man. Let's talk, because I've actually been noticing you promoting your business more and more and more on social media. Talk to us about that and how you've you've garnered that and come across of I guess figuring out what is effective in the way that you market your business.
So when I first started Julian Property Solutions, I did not get on social media about my business until April, July, August, September. 6 to 7 months after I started the business.
Okay.
Because I'd already had some clients before then, so I was like,
Like, do I really need to do this?
right. And mind you, I have been on social media. My personal social media, I've been on social media probably since I was like 15 years old, right? But when you're 15, what are you talking about? You're talking about your makeup and your hair and your beauty and all those things, right? And those are things that come off the brain because that's what your life is in a day to day.
Right.
But I think the reason why I had waited so long to get on social media with Julian Property Solutions, one, because at the time I had not set my identity as a business owner. It was just something I was doing, right?
Right.
Before, I was the girl that you could ask about what product should I use for my hair or what foundation do you recommend. And once I got in Julian Property Solutions, I actually had to become a bit more secure in myself and saying, I am a business owner. This is what I know. This is what I do. And I have to have enough confidence in myself to talk about it from a knowledgeable standpoint, just as well as I would talk about anything else beauty related.
Right.
So it took me a while to get on there. And even now, it takes me, you should see me on the days that I have to go film content. I think I have to do about 30 takes. 30 to, I wish I could be joking, but it's like 30 takes for every video just because I'm still, just like public speaking, social media is a skill.
It is. It
Like,
is.
learning how to capture people's attentions, especially as attention span is changing every few years.
Yeah.
It's shortening. You constantly have to know how people's minds are changing, what captures their attention, what keeps them on longer, reading analytics, like doing sales funnels, creating sales funnels and branding yourself through social media. I would say I've spent the last few years, even before Julian Property Solutions, because for the previous business and also like supporting my mom through her business, I've learned a lot about marketing and branding through like other marketing agencies that we've worked with, and just working with them, I've learned a lot. But applying that to especially my industry, branding is not really a thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like, we do the service. Do you want the service? You need the service because it's broken and you're
right.
cold in your house. So what more do we need to say? You break it, we'll fix it. But with the positioning of Julian Property Solutions, I'm not just giving you a service, I'm giving you an experience.
Right.
And I have to know how to impart what that experience will be when you get it, and doing it in a way that's authentic, because people can feel when it's inauthentic. People can feel when you're just trying to sell to them. People can feel when you're trying to fake the funk. And with our clients, or with our ideal clients, you can't fake the funk. Like, either you know how to give me a good experience and know what a good experience feels like to me, or you don't.
Right.
And so learning the psychology of people don't understand how big psychology is in when it comes to social media.
Social media marketing, anything. Man.
It's buyer psychology.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
So really having to get into the minds of our clients to be able to speak to their issues, their concerns, their desires, and then putting it in a way in 30 to 60 seconds on social media. A 30 to 60 second video takes so much work on the back end.
It does.
So it's been a journey. I'm still on the journey. I'm still learning, but I enjoy it because I love social media. I enjoy social media, but learning it in a way that's for my industry.
Right. That's what's the challenge.
That's the challenge.
No, I definitely understand that. So what have you found to that actually, I guess, work with marketing your business on social media? Have you found that maybe talking to people works, or posting pictures? What is it that works for?
We're still working on it.
We're still working on it. We're still doing experimentation.
We're still trying to figure out what our clients want to hear, especially our residential clients. Like, what specific issues are they having? What makes them choose one company over another? So for the trade industry, like property service industry, it's, have you done this before? Do you do it well? What does the outcome look like? So a lot of times they want to see before and after videos. They want to know that this company is knowledgeable. They want to know that they are competent, and that I won't have to get this done again. They want to see reviews. They want to see, what is it called? Social proof.
Right.
I would say that's the biggest thing that we noticed, is what helps people make decisions when it comes to going with one company or another.
Right. I would say it's what you're really, I guess, going or it's basically saying is you gotta build trust without talking to people, honestly. Like they like you really have to like hit them. They have to see your business, see what you can do at least about 7 times for real within your marketing scheme. Like they have to hear about it. They have to, make sure, like, even though they may need the service right now, like they need to, I guess, like build that trust, because everybody has heard at least one story. Like literally everybody has heard one story where somebody has come into that house or home and didn't finish a project, or broke it even more, or did something,
Did half the job and got the money and never came back.
exactly. You
Yes.
get what I'm saying? Like everybody's had some type of story that's happened to somebody in their family or something like that. And that's kind of broken down that trust barrier in that sort of level. So building that trust is something that I guess you really are, I guess, facing, going with.
Yes.
Are you on all social media platforms? Like, or do you go on TikTok, or what is your main way of marketing right now, or that you're doing your experimentation?
Instagram and Facebook.
Instagram and Facebook. Okay.
We chose Instagram and Facebook because each social media requires a different level of interaction. It requires a different communication style.
Okay.
And starting out, especially when it's not so many people on the team that are doing all the things, especially social media, you need something that is sustainable until you're going to the next place where you can have more hands-on to manage other channels. We chose Instagram and Facebook because they have that connection through Meta. And while it is the aesthetic aspect of social media, that also links to, like I said, sales funnels, marketing and branding through like ads and things like that. So TikTok, you can run ads through TikTok. But I don't think our ideal client, I have not seen as much of our ideal client on TikTok. I've seen them mostly on Instagram and Facebook. And if they're not on Instagram and Facebook, they are getting ads through their browsers.
Newsletters also and stuff
Yes,
like that.
we do.
Old school ways.
We do emails too.
Emails.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can do email marketing as well.
That's amazing. Have you thought about doing testimonials?
So we actually I go into the service calls. I have to go and get the service calls because, like, my guys, they like to do the work. They don't like to do the social media aspect of it or talking to a client outside of the actual work. Yeah, so I'll have to go in with them and make sure I'm okay with the client coming into their business, home, their property to get the video, or are they comfortable being on video? Are they comfortable with their voice? Or sometimes I'll just get like a text message review and I'll post it, or they'll send a review to like our website, our Yelp.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Yes.
So if anything, like definitely emails, or asking them, like, hey, can you email the testimonial? Or I don't know if you send like emails after work is done. You can maybe add that, like, hey, here's your QR code or something to leave a Google review, and then on whatever social media platform.
Yeah,
it's an option.
It's
you can read it off of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's part of our workflow. So after they get their invoice and they pay it, they'll get a link to submit reviews.
Okay.
Yeah, but sometimes I do like to talk to clients and really get an idea of what their experience is, because I don't think, at least in our area, I don't think that I've seen a trade business that focuses so much on client experience. So I don't think I've seen a lot of people talking to their clients on video with their clients saying, how did you like the experience?
Right.
Yeah.
I say this because my full-time job, I'm actually a marketing specialist.
Really?
Yeah.
We're gonna talk after this.
Yeah, I'm a marketing specialist. When I first came down here, I actually did, my business was DJ Curry Photography and Social Media Management. I've actually worked with Hip Hop, Fish and Chicken, real estate companies, and a doctor's office, small business owners and stuff like that. And now I'm doing a marketing specialist is full-time. I'm not going to put my job out there, but yeah, that's I've learned that like people want to see themselves. And especially in industries that's hard to really market, people need to see themselves in there first. They need to see, I fit in here. I even say that about ads. Like, if you're making an ads, don't just make it about just one demographic. People need to see multiple people. Like, if I can see myself, I can see my culture in it, trust that. You know how we are. Like, we go to, black-owned businesses. We go
Yeah.
to black-owned, black festivals and stuff like that. It's the same thing how people are. They like to see their own culture and go and support what they can see. So that's why I say testimonials, because I've learned that, especially with my photography. Sometimes after photo shoots, I'll get the testimonial from them, add that into my social media and stuff like that, and just so other people can see that these people are not faking what they're saying. Because you can always hear somebody's really faking it.
Yes.
You can always hear somebody's reading off of a script.
Yes.
You know what AI looks like kind of right now. You know if something is looking too perfect, that is probably fake. But if it's natural though, if it's organic, if you can really get and see the natural effects of other people, it can be very beneficial to people's business. So that's just my little tidbit.
I'm glad you touched on the demographics, because our demographic isn't just homeowners, right? And then even with homeowners in this area, we have homeowners like across all ages, races, backgrounds, and then not just homeowners, but like business owners too. So I would say our demographic is very, even though we are, what do they call it, Chocolate City, our demographic is still really varied.
It's crazy.
So like you said, touching on the mom and pop shop that might need something, or the real estate investor who might be looking to do a flip, or they have like a rental that they need service, for turnover.
Yeah. You never know, man. So let's go back into Julian Property Solutions. So what is next for Julian Property Solutions? What is your goal? We have 2026 coming around the corner. I don't know exactly when this video will be posted, maybe posted in 2026, but what is your goal for 2026 to really accomplish what you want? Yeah.
So I really want to move into interior design.
Interior design, okay.
Yes. I would consider myself a very creative person.
Okay.
And I would consider myself a lover of beautiful things and design. And I think it was very unconventional for me to go into the industry that I'm in, but it's just what I had experienced in. But I would like to tie that part of myself, the creative part of myself, to this industry. And I think that interior design is where we're going to go. In 2026.
Yeah, we're going to definitely be in contact, because I'm actually looking to buy a house around here in Baltimore. So I may need an interior designer for sure. So we'll see what we can work out for sure. We'll see what we can work out. So I guess, I don't know. I don't know if I asked this question, but no, I think I did. I said, what would you tell your younger self, right? Okay, cool. So that's your goal for 2026. Let me see. What else would you also add? So the interior design is what I'm jumbling off. Well, your interior design is what you add to Julian Property Solutions, right? Do you have any goals for real estate for next year as well?
So yes.
Okay.
I'm in residential now. Well, I would say it's more so investment, but I want to move into commercial. I think I want to jump to commercial next year. I'm not set on it yet, because I do love commercial, right? Like both my parents are from the DMV. My mom was in real estate. So I grew up seeing these beautiful, I love DC. I'm a PG girl down, but I love DC. I love the architecture, and I don't know if I could abandon that, right? So I could do residential and commercial, but with my brokerage, they really do prefer that you do one or the other.
Okay.
They do, yeah. They prefer. And whenever I am able to go into the DC homes, I'm like, oh God, it's so beautiful.
It's nice.
Here. They're beautiful.
They're very nice, actually. They may be narrow, some may be narrow, but when you walk in, you're like,
when you walk in,
it stays correctly.
They catfish you with the interior. I don't know how they do that. They make it look so spacious, and then some of them have courtyards. I'm like,
it's crazy in there.
Yeah, so I do love residential. I do love the people that I've been able to meet and help through residential real estate, but I think commercial, I'd like to try it. I'd like to see how that goes for me.
Commercial.
Yeah, because I've always seen the huge office buildings. I'm like, I wonder who buys those. I wonder who's leasing them out.
Right.
You know?
Right.
It's a bit of the bigger picture.
Right. No, I feel that.
Yeah.
I feel that. Would you ever, or have you ever seen yourself like owning a commercial building, such as maybe an apartment or? Okay.
So I actually got into real estate. When I got into real estate, I was like, this would be a good stepping stone for me to learn how real estate works.
Right.
And then eventually move into investment for myself.
Okay.
For the longest, I said, okay, I'm going to when I move into my first home, I want to own it. But then I was like, it makes more sense for me to own property for investment purposes before I pay out of pocket for my own. So when I started thinking more strategically, I'm like, you know what, investment first, and then we'll use that to fund. Yeah.
No, I'm the same way. That's what I actually want to do with my first property. Is I actually want to house hack it, and then have a tenant in there. I'm trying to figure out. I think I most likely would probably just have them. I'm saying in basement where I guess the first floor, and then making sure of course is suitable for them, but and then renting that out and then having that free up my money, my salary money, and so that I can then continue to buy a portfolio of properties. So that's kind of what I'm trying to get into real estate investing as well. Because I was doing the studying for the real estate agent, but I was like, is this really what I want to do? It's cool and all, it's cool, but I feel like I'm one of those people that I do stuff when I see it, and at the time I'm over here watching these real estate shows on selling whatever on Netflix and all that. So I'm just like, that's been getting me. I was like, I'm about to become a real estate agent and I'm about to sell all these mega mansions just like this.
But once you get into real estate, you really start to see all the avenues of real estate, because it's not just sales. Most people only know sales because real estate investors are not. They're not as accessible as realtors are. You can find realtors are a dime a dozen, but real estate investors, that's a different game, right?
Yeah.
People are not talking about real estate investment as a profession the way that they're talking about real estate sales.
Right.
So you really have to be committed to the sales part of real estate. But if you're not interested in that, you just want to work on the numbers, getting the money, flipping, or whatever type of investment, real estate investment you want to do. Some people I know people that got the real estate license and then they let it lapse because they're like, that's not really, sales is really not what I want to do.
You gotta want to do it.
Yeah. I want to invest.
Right. Yeah. So I'm glad I caught myself, even though I paid that a lot of money, not a lot of money, but that allotment of money for me to learn on my own. I don't know why I did that, but
it is good to get your foot in the door.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you hadn't done that, you probably would not have seen that that's not what you want to do.
That is very true.
And it opens your eyes to what you do want to do.
Right. That is very true. And then I also did learn some things that I didn't know while I was, I guess, learning how to, real estate. So, yeah. So, all right, cool. So where can we find you? What social media platforms? What's your usernames? Yeah, what's your business websites? What's all of that?
So you can find us at julianpropertysolutions.com, and then our Instagram is Julian Property Solutions.
Okay.
And it's at EN. I get that all the time. JULIEN, and then Property Solutions.
Wow.
Yes.
We definitely appreciate you for coming on to this podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you for taking the time out to drive to Baltimore.
It's okay. When you're a realtor, you drive anywhere.
Because that's where the money is at, right? Okay.
You drive where the money is, okay? I've been to Waldorf, La Plata.
I ain't even heard, this
Off of Blimp.
Man,
yeah.
There's places in Maryland that I didn't even know that was a real place. Like Waikiki and all these other places.
Ackerkeek.
Yeah. That's probably what I'm talking about. Some Waikiki.
Yeah, the DMV is huge. So when you're a realtor, you would drive wherever the money is.
No, that's true. No. If you made it to the end of the video, man, thank you for watching. Thank you guys. Please like and subscribe on this page, and definitely read the description at the bottom. There's some more information and some other businesses down there as well. So again, thank you for coming and joining us and being a part of the beginning of Boss Talk and Beyond.
I'm excited to see it grow.
Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah. I know it's gonna be amazing. All right, and that's it.
All right.
Appreciate you.
That was really good. I enjoyed that. That was good.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
No problem.